Hey, welcome back to another week of positive news. If you've been with us before, you know that we look for the most important and interesting stories surrounding dogs and cats, and then I like to find the positive twist in each and every story. So last week's theme seemed to be sustainability. We didn't plan on a theme this week, but it tends to be COVID-19. Now, before you freak out, we're not going to talk about numbers or testing or infections, but rather the side effects that have come out of the pandemic. For example, the FDA has put out another warning regarding hand sanitizers, but this time they really want to warn pet owners, do not put hand sanitizer on your pet's paws to clean them. I'm going to repeat that. Do not use any hand sanitizer to clean your pet's paws. According to the Food and Drug Administration's Twitter page, hand sanitizer, which carries at least 60% and up to 95% alcohol, can be poisonous to dogs if ingested, and also has the potential to be toxic if absorbed through the skin. Not to mention that ethanol is naturally a drying agent, so you know how our human hands can get dry and crack. Well, it can do the same damage to your pet's paws as well as increase the sensitivity. At Preventive Vet, we recommend that you check your pet's paws regularly for injuries, foreign objects, swelling, or discoloration. Because it's summertime, I'll also add, it's important to avoid walking your dog on hot pavement. To check if the pavement's too hot, place the back of your hand flat against the pavement and hold for 7 seconds. If it's too hot for your hand, then it's too hot for your hound. We have several resources on PreventiveVet.com that address the best ways to care for your pet's paws, as well as safe options when taking your pet for a walk. But it's best to steer clear of any human hand sanitizer and stick to mild soap diluted in water or veterinary-approved disinfectant wipes. So, after you check out our articles on best ways to maintain your pet's paws, chances are you might make a purchase. Who knows? It could be some wipes or the paw wax or even maybe some booties. Well, a new study was just released that says that millennials will spend more on their pets than that of baby boomers. Okay, boomers, we know you've lived through Woodstock, Beatlemania, Elvis, and the moon landing, so really you don't have anything to prove. But according to a survey conducted by Rover, 33% of millennials born between 1981 and 96 spent more on their pooches than normal during the pandemic. 23% more than their boomer purchasing adversaries. Only 10% of baby boomers born between 1946 and 1964 increased their spending during the quarantine period. Of the boomers surveyed, 78% said they've spent the same amount as they usually would have. All right, it's just my opinion, but that frugality is probably what made that generation so resilient. I'm a Gen Xer, and honestly, we didn't even make the list. So what does that say? All right, so there's no data on who exactly is making the purchases on this next story, but this item is a hot commodity. Inflatable pools are super popular this summer because everyone's stuck at home and they're trying to beat the heat. So one company that puts together designer inflatable pools for adults decided, hey, why not do the same thing for dogs? And it sold out in 10 minutes. The Pup Dip, made specifically for dogs by Mini Dip, launched earlier this summer. The 4-foot wide and 12-inch tall structure sold out faster than a Rolling Stones concert. Could be it's foldable, non-inflatable material that leaves it impervious to dogs' paws. So, good news, bad news. The bad news, they already sold out. The good news is that the pool was back on the online shelf last week. But the bad news at last check is that it's sold out again online. The good news is if you ever have the opportunity to purchase a Pup Dip at any point in the future, 100% of the proceeds benefit 2 dog rescues, Wags and Walks in Los Angeles and MCP Rescue and Outreach in Chicago. And finally, I'm not sure if this was learned during the COVID-19 quarantine, but a kitty cat out of Philadelphia has learned how to tickle the ivories as a way of communicating with her humans.
Is it time for dinner?
Winslow, the 7-year-old tabby, was always interested in a tiny toy piano his owners originally purchased off eBay. They thought it could be a good way for the cat to communicate as opposed to what his owners describe as running around and screaming all the time or whiny behavior when he wanted something. So Winslow's humans put the piano next to the pussycat's food bowl and began training him to play it anytime he had something to say. According to his owners, this is quite the departure from Winslow's origins, considering he was abandoned at 8 weeks old and found fighting a dog when they adopted him. Well, that wraps up another round of PAWSitive News. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like additional information on any of the stories you just heard or additional resources, please visit our website, preventivevet.com. We'll put the link as well down below. And if you like our channel, subscribe. All right? Thank you for joining us again. And as always, stay positive.